who I know through dog training, agility dog training, and she's going to be speaking about the Texas Wildlife Association.
Yes.
Yeah, so please welcome Kristen.
My name is Kristen Parma, and I work for Texas Wildlife Association. Texas Wildlife Association is a member-based nonprofit organization made up of wildlife enthusiasts, landowners, conservationists, and hunters. What makes TWA unique is that we have advocacy and education teams that work hard to fight for landowner rights, wildlife conservation, adult and youth education, as well as hunting heritage in our state. There's a saying that has become popular amongst TWA members, and that is there are landowners that take from the land, and there are landowners that give to the land. TWA is made up of the givers. So today I'm going to talk about hunting and how it's impacted my life personally and professionionally. I don't normally talk about myself, so I'm probably just going to read more than I just talk, just to make sure I say everything that I want to say. I did not grow up a hunter. In fact, I'm just a suburban girl from Eugene, Oregon, and I'm a University of Oregon graduate. I grew up camping and hiking in the Pacific Northwest, and my childhood self would have never fathomed to take the life of an animal. When I first met my now husband, a Texan, I was apprehensive about the subject, but he never pushed hunting on me. I followed him around in the Oregon woods with a camera documenting his journey to harvest a black-tailed deer with a bow. I enjoyed the exercise outdoors, communing with nature, and I naively never thought about the end result. So when that moment came, I still remember it to this day. It was August 29th, 2009. I helped him track the deer, and it was I who found her lying expired under a tree. And Adam, my husband, had unknowingly involved me in hunting without pushing it on me. And it was then that I started to understand the deep emotional connection to where my food comes from, and that there's a lot more that has to happen before it ends up on my plate. My first harvest was a pheasant in the marshlands of Oregon, and to take an animal's life is a big deal to me, and I pray it always will be. To hunt safely and ethically for food has been my primary goal for hunting, and this past year was the first year Adam and I ate a diet consisting primarily of wild game as our protein. I pushed myself culinarily as a way to honor the animals we had taken. In December, I even challenged myself to cook an Advent-inspired 25 days of wild game. Oh, wow. So this challenge not only made me appreciate my ability to hunt for my own food in the great state of Texas, but it also made me a better, more creative home cook. So from fried duck and waffles to venison Wellington and everything in between. Before I worked for Texas Wildlife Association, I was a volunteer for one of their programs that I'm really passionate about called the Texas Youth Hunting Program. And it's a partnership program with Texas Parks and Wildlife, and TYHP offers kids safe, educational, and affordable hunting opportunities for a variety of species across Texas. TYHP is so much more than just a hunting program. Kids commune together outdoors, often camping, and have limited cell phone use. Let me repeat that, limited cell phone use. Very cool. That alone is worth it. So on many hunts, they sit around a campfire in the evening and they share what they've enjoyed, what they've seen. They get to connect and learn about Texas's native species like quail, bobcat, coyote, deer, javelina, and more. Animals they may have never seen before in their life. As our great state continues to be urbanized, these kids are our future voters. And if they have no connection to the land, it is the land that they will forget. TWA's hunting heritage programs educate Texans about the integral role that hunting plays in wildlife management, conservation, all while nurturing a respect and love for the outdoors. In fact, that man that I told you about that unknowingly introduced me to hunting, he grew up as a kid hunting in the Texas Youth Hunting Program. So that just shows you how the program affects people and they pass on this hunting heritage to those they meet in their lives. So I guided with TWA for several years, and I'm happy to report that this season will be my first year as a hunt master. I'll be running an all-girls youth hunt for javelina in South Texas this year. And I've also guided for Texas Parks and Wildlife, and also this season I'll be guiding for an adult women's hunting school put on by renowned chef Jesse Griffiths. And if you've never been to his restaurant in Austin, TWA, I highly recommend it. I have found that guiding and getting involved with hunting programs has allowed me to strengthen my own skills as a hunter and an outdoors woman. And with the help of my colleagues at TWA, we have begun an adult hunting mentorship program. So if you're interested or know somebody who is, I've got cards, you just let me know. Texas Wildlife Association, in addition to many educational programs for our youth, we offer adult education programs as well. One in particular I thought you might interest you is Women of the Land, and that program seeks to empower and acknowledge women in their roles as land stewards. So I've got magazines. TWA puts out a monthly magazine. I've got one here, got plenty more. Feel free to take one. And I want to thank Diane for having me here to introduce you to a small part of my passion for wildlife conservation, education, and hunting. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
And yes, there are magazines over here if y'all need them or
I'm
want
so
one.
excited about all of that. Oh my gosh.
I thought you might like that.
Yes.
So I want to move on to our second speaker.